I'm Ashley,
I'm Danielle.
And I'm Trisha.
and today we are going to be talking about our book club book for June called So This Is Ever After. So, what did you guys think of the book?
Trisha, you go first.
So I went into it with a certain thought in my mind that it was going to end a certain way. And it did, of course, but the way it got there was good. I literally have in my notes, if this whole book is Eric trying to find someone who matches up to Matt, or Matt trying to see if Eric likes him back, I'm going to riot. Thankfully, I liked the book better than that. That was my second note while I was reading this. So it definitely shaped up better than that.
Yeah.
Um, Overall, I ended up liking the characters a lot more than I thought I would at the beginning.
Mhm. I
Danielle?
agree with that. I going into it in the beginning, I really have a pet peeve when it comes to books set in medieval times eras, but they talk like very like nowadays type.
Modern.
And
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. I think that it just kind of takes me out of that fantasy world. I think I went into it expecting like a fantasy book. But I actually was like Trisha, I actually liked the characters a lot more than I thought I was going to, and their banter a lot more than thought I was going to. And even though there was like a little touch of the fantasy, not as much as I was expecting, but I actually didn't mind it and I didn't miss it as much.
Yeah, I agree with you guys too. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. I gave it 4 stars out of 5, and but with Trisha, the if it was just them, I wrote on my notes it says wooing friends.
Mm. Hmm.
And I was just like, okay, I'm like, come on, just let's go.
Yeah,
We all know who like how you guys are gonna end up. It does not need to be this long. Come on, let's go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who
I
was your
found
guys'
it.
favorite character? Oh, sorry.
No, no, you go.
No, no, you go.
She was moving
Oh,
on.
okay. I was just gonna say I found it a little bit predictable.
Oh, yeah.
And
So
I mean, like, if you're going into it expecting a predictable romance, then it was a predictable romance. But if you're going into it expecting something else, then you're going to be disappointed.
very.
Yeah, I mean, it was even more predictable than I thought it would be going into it. Like reading the back of the book, you're given an idea of how this is going to play out. You already know that Eric is going to be wooing his friends, but
Mhm.
like from the very beginning, the fact that his crush on Matt was so obvious, I was like, oh, I thought that he was going to discover he has feelings for Matt throughout the book, not that it was going to be
Yeah,
like, I'm in love with this guy, but he doesn't like me, so let me try to find someone else.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was really obvious too that Matt had a crush on him too, and I'm like, guys, just get
Mhm.
together already. Come on,
I
like
know, I know.
so obvious.
And like at the end, when all of the friends were like, oh, it was clear Matt loved you and you just didn't like him back. And I'm like, how
When
more
they said,
obvious can Eric be that he likes Matt?
Yeah. Like he was
yeah,
pretty obvious about it.
he was very obvious about it. Yeah, I what did you guys think about the book? Like how did you feel about it being after the grand adventure?
I love that.
I at first did not like it because I was like, wait, we're coming in like after everything's happened and they like slowly reveal some stuff and I was like, okay, like I'd want a book about the adventure and then this story. But
Mhm.
then I think like my mind state, yeah, sure. My That's a word. It like shifted, I think. I don't know at what point it shifted, but I think like the first few chapters, I was like, okay, this could be like an intense fantasy something or other. And then as soon as I realized it wasn't going to be that, then I was like, I didn't care so much that it wasn't that adventure. Um, that it was
Mhm.
like I thought it was going to be.
I liked it
Yeah.
specifically because the back of the book says like this is after all of that. And I was
Mhm.
actually going into it a little worried that it would be like the first half of the book would be the adventure, the slaying of, and then you'd only get the like actual plot for the second half. So I'm super thankful that it happened throughout this entire book. Yes, we don't get to see the before of, but now there's the opportunity, if the author decides to, they can do a prequel book to this being the actual adventure, not I don't know if
Yeah,
they will because this book originally came out in 2022, so it's been a couple of years at this point. But now they have the option of that instead of being this really long adventure and the main plot squished into one small book.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think like
Mhm.
secondary book prequel to this would be really cool.
That's what I was going to say too. I was like, he should write a second book about the adventure and how it played out.
Yeah.
I really did like the after. But like Danielle said, I was a little disappointed at first,
Hmm.
but then as the story went on, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. I do wish we could have learned a bit more about certain characters, but that's
Yeah.
about it.
Hmm. I would agree.
Mhm. Who was your favorite
I had
character?
I had two.
Okay.
Oh,
It started with Lila. I have a note. Lila, like from the very beginning, is the rogue character that I play when I play rogue in D&D, where she's like 1 foot out the window, being like, "You need help? Can I steal anything? No, no, we're safe. Okay, if we're safe, I'm in." That's how I play rogues in D&D. I'm like,
Yeah.
"You can't see me." So like I loved
Yeah.
that, but throughout the book as it progressed, I really loved Rion. Rion, is that how you say
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
he's just so stoic, but 100% in his beliefs. And I wish I had more of that in my life, where like things don't phase him, but if he has an opportunity, he's going to take it, and he cares about you 1,000%.
Yeah. When they got together at one
It
point,
was so cute.
I was just picturing you and Brandon.
Oh, oh, I
Oh,
take that as a compliment.
I know, because I was
it's a
like,
big compliment.
I totally pictured you as Lila. And then, like, as we learn more about Rion, I was like, oh my gosh, I think they're gonna get together because these two are totally Trisha and Brandon. I just say Brisha. Oh my god, Brisha, that's your couple name.
Risha, that's your guys' couple
No,
name.
Oh, is it
no,
Trandon?
no.
What's your couple name?
We don't have one.
Okay,
I'm
so
okay with
Trisha.
that. We are our own people, and their names don't mesh. Eventually, I'll take on half his name, but for now, I'm good with my own.
How about you, Danielle?
Oh, I liked Bethany. Bethany? Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bethany.
the oh my gosh, what was her
The
job?
the bard.
This
Yeah,
one,
that's it.
The bard.
Bethany.
Yeah.
I I don't know. She just like I just I picture me if I was brought into this world. I'm just
I
like
legitimately, I thought about you, Danielle.
just dancing around, singing while everyone's battling, vomiting at all the gore. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's who I really liked her because like also too like she just is always there to like help out and has her friends' interests at heart, and I feel like that's very me
And
and
very bubbly, always
very
smiling,
bubbly.
seeing the
Yeah,
best of everything.
yeah. So, yeah, she would be my favorite. It's interesting that we're saying our favorite characters is who we think would represent us in this book. That's
Wanna guess who my
sometimes
favorite was?
that's what happens. How about you, Ash?
Sonia.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, I see that.
I see that.
To me, that was if Ashley is a warrior, this is gonna be her. She's
Yes,
gonna be like, shut up. You're
yeah.
dumb. Get
I already
through
do
your
that to
thick
strangers.
skull.
Yeah, I really liked her and that like, she was a warrior and of like the medieval times like that sometimes was unheard of. And I also liked her relationship with the maid. I
Yeah,
forget her
Yeah,
name.
Meredith.
Meredith. Yeah, I thought it was so cute.
It's
So yeah,
interesting that we all kind of saw those people for each other as we were reading it. It's also quite interesting that none of us resonated with the male two characters or male main two characters. Which I mean, I understand like we're females, but also too like I feel like the personalities of them were not like that.
I say this with love. They're too stupid to be us.
Yeah.
Great characters. I enjoyed seeing it, but they're too stupid to be us.
Oh
I
yeah.
will say though, is that when someone likes me, I'm totally oblivious to it.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Well, Trisha,
He's asking you out, Ashley. He
and now
wants
I'm
your
married to him.
number.
I thought he liked you.
And now you
Ashley's
married.
backstory with her husband.
Yep.
Coming to a video soon.
Okay. Now, how did you feel about? Did you think the book was like a good length? Or do you think it could have been shorter, longer?
I think for what it gave us, it was a good length. It was a very quick read, but it didn't feel too short.
I felt like it dragged on for a little bit. Like
Mhm.
I would say like chapter 26, 27-ish to like 29, 30 was a little bit like boring to me. So I felt like Matt could have left and then just like came back a little sooner. We didn't need all that filler stuff.
Yeah, I felt the same way. A couple of chapters, I'm like, you could cut this, you could cut that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I, I guess because
Cut
I
you,
read
but
so
yeah.
fast, it just didn't feel long to me.
You do read quite fast. I also did listen to the audiobook for some of this just because
Oh,
I
nice.
find it interesting to compare audiobooks to our book club books for like how we pronounce the names of things and like some of the characters voices and stuff, and some
Mhm.
audiobooks especially on Spotify are done really really well with a lot of great voice actors. And I found it very, very fast paced, like a very fast read. So that was really intriguing. But then I ran out of Spotify hours, so then I was bored. So
Stupid
sad.
Spotify
Well, they
hours.
give you 15 hours a month. What will that do for me? Spotify?
Nothing.
Nothing with like a fantasy book? Ugh.
Yeah. So what did you guys rate the book?
I started it thinking I'd give it like a 2.5 and 3, but I ended up by the end giving it a 4. I figured it raised my opinion of the book enough that I would give it a 4.
So I rated it a 3.75. I couldn't get over the whole modern day language in the time era it was set in. I
Mhm.
found a lot of the chapters were filler. I didn't like how it just threw us into this story. There were things that like I really liked, and I found the middle was like the best part. Like I would say once we got to like chapter 7 or 8, once they were a little bit more settled into the castle, and then I would say up until like chapter like 21, 22, I was like really into it. And then it just kind of dragged for me, and I didn't love that. So 3.75 for me.
Yeah, I gave it 4 stars. Like Trisha, originally I was gonna give it 2 stars, because I thought I wasn't gonna like it, but I ended up liking it. But I did have a problem with the ending. I hated how long it took for him to find someone, that he was disappearing and just marrying someone so he wouldn't die. So that mm, I was mad at that because I was like, okay, come on, we
Yeah,
know you guys love each other. Let's go.
and also a lot of the premises throughout the book were very similar to other books or other media. Like the whole disappearing thing, Back to the Future, when he has to get his parents together, by the time he disappears, totally a
Hmm.
rip off. Just saying.
I did think it was cute though that yes, it was predictable,
Mhm.
but a lot of what Eric tried mirrored what the princess had written about in her diary.
I liked
So like
that. That was
it was
nice.
it
Yeah,
was a
that
nice
was cute.
mirroring of like past and present.
Yeah, that was an interesting touch in there. And I found her story so sad. It
Hmm.
ended.
I love that the lady got the diary at the end.
Yes, I
Yeah.
was so happy about that. I kind of want like a little short story about the princess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cute. That would be nice.
Mhm. That'd be really nice. But yeah, other than that, any other comments about the book?
It would definitely be a book that I'd recommend to read, definitely as like a palate cleanser or like if you're looking for a faster read. I definitely could see this as like a TV show or like a movie maybe. I think it's a cute premise. I think if you're looking for a really in-depth book, don't go with this one.
I found my biggest issue is I don't like the miscommunication trope where like everything can be solved with a simple conversation.
Mhm.
Um, but I do think that if I was like late preteen to early teens, like 12 to 14, this would have been an amazing book for me to read. I don't
Yes.
know if it's because I've read so many amazing books that like it's just okay, a little bit better than average to me. But like back then, if I had read it middle school, early high school, I probably would have
Mhm.
really liked it.
I
Yeah, I
agree.
believe this.
Definitely there.
Yeah, I believe this book is a middle grade book.
I'm pretty sure it's YA.
It
Is
would be
it?
YA because he's 17 turning 18, is it not?
Oh,
Because it's not the age that the books are geared towards, it's the age of
It's
the
the age of the character.
characters.
I learned that from Trisha. There was one
right.
time where I was like, Trisha, I don't understand the difference between YA and middle grade. And Trisha went into a whole lesson. It was very interesting.
Thank you.
We actually filmed it. It's in our first video on our channel.
Anyway, that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please please give us a thumbs up and a comment down below. Tell us what you read for June, and we'll see you in the next one. And I hope you enjoyed this one. Bye.
Bye!